Alright, let's talk about Latin. Latin music. A lot of drummers ask me here in the Bahamas, I guess because I took some time to study Latin music, they want to study with me for like Latin music. So I'm going to do a quick video on Latin music. Now, this is not going to happen in one video because there's so much history and respect for the music. You have to it's not like a lesson you can take, but we'll start at the basics. Clave. Everybody knows clave, right? 3-2 song clave, but there's 2-3 song clave. Right? There's 3-2 rumba clave. Right? And then there's 2-3 rumba clave. Total different rhythms, total different songs. Finding the clave for a song is like 80% of figuring out Latin music. Finding the clave. Once you find the clave, then everything else kind of makes sense after that. But the rhythms you have to play, you have the clave, and then the timbale player does the cascara, and then you have the bells with the mambo bell, the cha bell, the conga player. Oh, it's just so intricate that there's no way it can fit in one lesson. So I'll take you back to what I used to do when I first started out. I think the Chuck Silverman video was a big help. Chuck Silverman, some the Cuban drum artist from Cuba that he also helped to produce. But listening to Cuban music, listening to Latin music, and when you say Latin, there's like, okay, do you mean bossa nova? Do you mean samba? It's merengue. There's different Latin styles, but salsa, Cuban, Latin, Afro-Cuban music definitely is revolved. Everything's revolved around the clave. So you learn the cascara, the right. So that was what 3-2 rumba clave, and then song clave. Knowing the different claves and reverse positions is very important because it makes a total difference. But that's the cascara pattern. Playing on the shells. Right. Timbale players did that. Then there's the mambo bell pattern. All that stuff you gotta kind of practice. It's like an independence type of thing. And then if you put in the bongo bell pattern, which is that that part there, you gotta I don't know if I want anybody. All part of it. It's total independence, total mind. Can't use a bad word. It messes with your mind. But anyway, it's just about practicing those patterns, right? Getting them under your fingers to the point, or under your hands, to the point where you don't have to think about them anymore. It's like autopilot, And then you add the foot, That bass drum part comes always on the 2 of the 3 side of the clave. I know it's like talking mathematics and rocket science, but if you understand what I'm saying, if it's like 2-3, 1, 2, no matter if it's song or rumba, doesn't matter. But that low accent note is always on that two of the three sides of the clave. There's like rules, you know, there's rules to it, and you just have to know the rules in order to play it. But you have to listen to it, you have to absorb the language. It's almost like learning, it's definitely learning the language of Latin music, you know. And you have to learn it. And you know, if you speak Spanish, you know those Spanish, you know, it's in their phrasing. You know, it's there. It's all in the language, and you gotta learn it. So start with the basics, just knowing your claves, knowing what direction it's going in, knowing the cascada, knowing the mambo bell pattern and the bongo bell pattern. And then, you know, adapting that to whatever song you're playing. Most of the time, if you're playing a song that's, everybody says, oh, it's a salsa song. It's the same pattern every time, but it's way more intricate than that. It's not just hashing away that one drum pattern, you know, as salsa. So you have to kind of get into the music to understand what's really going on, you know, if there's a conga player there or not, if there's a timbale player there, you know what parts you have to fill in. It's a lot more intricate than a one lesson thing. So I'll end that for now and do some stuff in Latin. What clave is that? What clave is that? Do you know? I'm gonna stop with it. I want to stop right there because the snare drum is not inspiring. Not inspiring. But you get the idea. Clave. There's four of them. There's four of them. Learn them, know them. Get deep into it. It's tricky.